Why now does it feel like this new president is coming in and doing a bunch of stuff that we didn't even know could be possible? You mean to tell me that the other presidents had this right, this power of Grayskull to do this stuff and they didn't even use it? I mean, come on. Now we have a situation where Canada is like,
I will not back down. Don't even try it.
I'm on a good one today, so we're going to run one more together and let's talk about this. Now, y'all know that Prime Minister Trudeau stepped down over in Canada and he has a new sheriff in town, and I would like you to meet the new sheriff. Let's get straight into it.
And you are strengthening America's enemies by going after America's friends. Stop tariffing our country and stop the monthly melodrama that is hurting our economies on both sides of the border. If you want American workers to have bigger paychecks and lower prices, then let's do more trade, not less. If you choose otherwise, we will retaliate. We need to keep the counter tariffs in place until the president removes all tariffs forever for Canadians. We can't have half measures. We have to send a clear message to President Trump that if he wants to fight, then we will fight back. We will defend our people and our country. The president must remove all tariffs on Canadians before we remove counter tariffs on the Americans. My message to President Trump is you've got two options. One, you can attack our economy and we will fight back. Your consumers will pay more, your workers will make less. Both our economies will weaken, leaving less money for border security and defense.
You can attack our economy and we will fight back. That is the new Prime Minister of Canada. You will attack our economy and we will fight back. You have one option here, sir, and that is to drop your tariffs. We are not going to do a tariff back and forth war. We are not going to do it. Canada is telling President Trump that this little game that you are wanting to do of tariffs is not going to work on us. We will stop everything, and your people and your economy will see what is really going on and how it's going to affect them. Now, the resources we get from Canada, I'm pretty certain that we need those so that our economy is thriving over here. And I understand that he wants to do this. Oh, well, we'll just tax them and it will be harder for them. But who does it really affect? It doesn't affect him and his glass house way up there on the hill. It affects us regular people who are down here. None of us who are up there and can't be touched. It affects the people who really want to buy the new house, want to buy the new car, have dreams for their family, their children, for future generations. That's who it affects. So as Canada is telling us, and they have been telling us for over months, you guys, we're like supposed to be your buddy. We're supposed to be there for you. We are not trying to go into this tariff war to where you are making us pay all of this 25% tariffs on just about everything. Canada's like, what are you talking about? Never has this happened like this. To the point where Prime Minister Trudeau said,
I am done with this guy and I have just got to step aside. I just have to go away. And
that might not be the reason, but I feel like it is. He was just like,
you know what? I'm going to leave on a high note. I'm going to let somebody else come in here because I've done the fight. I don't want to fight anymore with this.
The position that we are in as Americans is a position that I don't think we've been in quite some time. I'm not a historian, don't claim to be, don't even claim to say that I know just about all of the things that are out there, but I'm interested, I'm curious, I always want to learn more. And I am very entertained, very interested in what goes on in the world, what goes on with politics, how it affects us, how it affects our bottom line. So I look into this stuff, and I look into it probably so much that my brain feels like it's going to explode at times, but I don't stop looking into it because it affects us. It affects my family. It affects your family. It affects just about everybody. And if we think that Canada is just going to quietly say,
okay, we're going to pay those tariffs, sir. We're going to do what you want us to do, and that we're going to be in a good situation, we're not.
We don't feel it now because the tariffs have been suspended for a month, right? He was like, you know what, I'm going to suspend those tariffs, but next month is April when they are unleashed and unhinged and everybody has to pay those tariffs and they stop cutting off certain resources to us. Didn't at one point Canada say that they will stop power to certain states?
Like, we are not playing around. You will not have power. You want to do that with us.
I've said this in another video. Canada has already signed an executive order to where they are not selling any alcohol at all from the United States. That doesn't affect Trump. Last time I heard, Trump doesn't have a bottle of Cavassier under his brand. He doesn't sell tequila. He doesn't sell vodka. He doesn't sell any of those things. So if they stop selling alcohol on their shelves, it's not going to affect him at all, but it will affect the business owners, the families, the companies who live in the United States and produce that alcohol. That affects them directly if it does not have the chance to be sold on the shelves of Canada. That is just mind-blowing to me that President Trump
was like, you know what, I'm just willing to raise those tariffs. Canada has pain and my people have to suffer.
And he hears what Canada is saying. For all of the people who own the different beverages, I feel for you. I'm just like, imagine your family has been making the vodka forever. You've been sending it over to Canada, and now you have no access on that. No access to it. It's been pulled from the shelves. How long are we just going to sit by? And there's these talks of a possible recession, right? We have Canada over here saying, well, you don't want that. You're not about that life because we're willing to go toe-to-toe with you. A potential recession. The Dow is dropping every single day. But these are all things that are very common, very normal, as President Trump says. We just need to sit tight. We need to sit tight as we're on a ship that's going down in flames. But don't worry, because only some of us have our life vests. Only some of us are going to be able to get onto the little boat. This is going to be a Jack and Rose situation. Who are we? Are we Rose or are we Jack? Come on, you guys. Mexico every other day. I know the president over there, she is about done with Donald Trump. She's like this. She's done with him. She knows that he's got a couple screws loose. At one point, I'm just waiting. I'm like, is he going to wake up today and be like,
I'm going to be presidential.
And not in the way of like,
I'm going to do what I want and all of my followers are going to follow me because they would never form an opinion against me because they are the doers of my good. Nobody ever gives me any opposition because they all know I write the checks.
I just want him to wake up and be like, you know what? I'm going to be the president for my people. I am going to go out there and see what affects the people who are out there in the States and who are hurting. People in the small little towns, people in the cities who they cannot afford to send their kids to a nicer school, so they have to send their kids to wherever they have to, or they can't afford daycare, or they can't afford, like, come on. People are going through it. We're just trying to live the best lives we can. Meanwhile, we have a president who doesn't even want to hear us. And the only way that people on the Democratic side are trying to speak up is a lot of screaming. And I understand their concern. I understand their frustration. I understand it's hard when the carpet has been completely pulled out from underneath you. But one thing that I don't understand is how come Democrats didn't see this. You guys had the same rights at certain positions. How come President Biden, for the 4 years that he was in there, why wasn't he doing some executive orders? Why now does it feel like this new president is coming in and doing a bunch of stuff that we didn't even know could be possible? You mean to tell me that the other presidents had this right, this power of Grayskull to do this stuff and they didn't even use it? I mean, come on. Now we have a situation where Canada is like,
I will not back down. Don't even try it.
I am definitely in to this new prime minister. I want to see what he has to bring. He was just, today was his first day? He's not even 48 hours into this position and he's already saying, do not play with me. I am not the one. That's what he said. So you guys, I'm going to be talking about this quite often on this page. And like I say all the time, please leave your comments below. I'm human. You could say just about whatever you want, but remember, I am human. I'm seeing the same news as you are. We all think that we're learning something new. No, it's the same feed, I promise you. I've been doing this type of content for years. We all are seeing the same stuff. Some people only watch their one echo chamber. The thing about me is I love all of the chambers, okay? I watch just about all of it. I'm not just a CNN, MSNBC, watch my stuff, my One Network, my NPR. I'm a Fox. I watch every single thing because I want to know what everybody's talking about. I think that that's a disservice that we do to ourselves is we only listen to one station all day, every day because we're in fear of what the other ones might say. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go over there and start getting any propaganda that's going to change my mind. I don't want to hear somebody else's opinion. Well, you know what? I come from the day and age where people used to debate, baby, and they were fierce with it. You would get two opposing sides. They would talk about something and they would just tear each other up in the most dignified, poetic way. It was actually something to watch. Now you just have a bunch of people screaming at each other. Nobody can formulate a point, or it's a bunch of word salad. This filibuster type of way people don't like. I'm like, where are the old school debates? Bring them back. Bring them back. So don't stay in your own echo chamber. Go out there, find something, read a book, learn something new. I told you guys at the beginning of this, I do not claim to say I even know all of this stuff, but I am interested. I want to learn more. It is my duty as a mother, as a wife, as a person, as a human being on this earth to learn more about the planet that I'm on. Okay? And we're going to talk about stuff. We're going to talk about stuff here. So if you're new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe. Tell me what you want to hear about. Tell me what you want to talk about. If you find a story that you want me to react to, oh honey, you better send it to my husband. Send it to him because I love reacting to stuff and you guys know I do. The big takeaway from today is stay awake, pay attention, drink your coffee, and know that it's only going to get hotter before it gets cooler. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time to kick it with your girl from a friendly neighborhood AI wife. I'll see you next time. Peace out.